Hi everyone, welcome to the accumulation data and momentum chart analysis for 7th of January. After yesterday's big fall wherein the small and mid caps corrected close to 3%, today there was a decent bounce in the small and mid caps. The small caps were up almost 1.3% and the mid caps were up close to 1%, around 0.9. The Nifty didn't do much, it was let's say around 0.4, 0.5% higher. So let's analyze what the big guys did today and how the momentum as well as the data is looking for 7th of January, right? So after yesterday's pretty decent fear that kind of gripped the market after the HMPV virus news that came out, today we saw a decent bounce. Like I told yesterday, the data looked extremely good yesterday and it was more of a fear that kind of makes most of the retailers get out of the market, and these big guys end up buying such dips and then eventually push it higher. So what happens is once you're out of the market, you tend to wait for a while and then see. In that time, what these big guys generally do is push the market above the level where you had sold it. And then the psychology starts to play in wherein you'll feel like, I have sold it at 100. Now the stock is at 105. Let me not buy it because it is above the selling price, whatever I sold it at, right? So that psychology kind of starts playing on your mind, and you usually end up not buying that stock only to regret later because it would go to 110, 120, and you would say that I ended up selling it. If I had held it, probably I would have made that 20-30% on that stock. So this is a very common psychology that kind of plays in the market, wherein such panic dips you usually get out and then the market goes higher and you are confused whether to jump in back immediately or wait for a few days, and when you usually end up waiting, the market goes much higher than where you had sold your stocks, right? So let's look at the large cap accumulation. The large cap here, it kind of cooled off. It is not as strong and it has been gradually coming down, right? And likewise, even if you look at the large cap momentum, there is nothing much there, right? Even the Nifty didn't do much today, right? So in the large caps, there is no much momentum happening right now, no much accumulation. Also, probably it is going to stay around those levels, stay sideways for some time. But the main action was in the broader market today. If you look at the mid caps, the mid cap accumulation pretty good today as well. Although it is lower than yesterday, but it is above the average. So if you just look at the average of October, November and December, right? Today's accumulation in the mid caps is higher than the average. So that is a good sign. And if you look at the momentum, there is a pretty decent spike up in the momentum today. You can clearly see on the screen. So the stocks have started to rise again and the accumulation remains good. Chances are, if there is no such panic again, you should make decent up move in the coming days in the mid caps, that is. Now coming to the small caps. Small caps data isn't as strong as yesterday because most of the buying was done yesterday. Today probably if some follow on buying that happened and the data is pretty decent. Here also around the average of the last 3 months, I would say, today's accumulation. And also if you look at the last 2 weeks, today's accumulation is actually pretty higher than that. So that is a good sign. And if you look at the momentum shows a drastic spike as well. So what has happened in yesterday's drawdown, people have sold their stocks and these big guys have bought onto that, and now they have started pushing it higher. So chances are we should continue this up move unless there is a drastic, let's say, drawdown in US, or there is some really bad news regarding the virus and stuff. But if you look at the data and the momentum right now, it is telling us that probably that news is already behind us. We should move higher in the coming days, right? Thank you for watching. If you have any queries, you can mail us at that particular website, as well as visit our website, that is accumulationdistribution.com. Thank you.